Hey, St. Rose. As we go into our last week before Christmas, I've been thinking a lot about Joseph, especially for the men of our parish. St. Joseph's for everybody. He's the universal patron of the whole church, but I was thinking about him specifically for the men. This is an icon somebody gave me for an ordination gift when I was ordained a priest, and this icon is at the cathedral in Portland, and it's St. Joseph and Jesus, and you just see how Joseph is helping Jesus to look to the Father. Joseph himself is always looking to the Father. He doesn't struggle with his identity or his task as the foster father of Jesus because he knows who he is in the Father. I think many of you guys have been doing our Advent retreat, and I think that's awesome. I hope it's been rich for you with Joseph. And I think in Pope Francis calling for this year of Joseph, this is a good time for us all, but especially for the men in our parish to kind of take a look at our spiritual lives and our relationship with the Lord, and to see how we're leading our holy families, to see if we're becoming holy men, strong men, courageous men, if we're becoming the men that God called us to be, so that we can be better husbands, better wives, better brothers, better sons. I'd really like everybody to think about learning more about Joseph this year. Following him, he was the one that was there and noticed Christ come into the world. He's the one that got to say the name Jesus for the first time. He was there at the nativity scene. He was there at Christmas. He got what Christmas is all about. In this upcoming year, March 19th is the feast day of St. Joseph. And there's this book called Consecration to St. Joseph. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about St. Joseph this year, consider maybe reading this book with maybe a potentially doing a consecration to Joseph. Consider diving into what it means to be a better son, brother, husband, and father. Consider diving in deeper than you have before. Not that what you've done is bad, or just it's a new time to dive in deeper to being the men that God calls us to be. I've asked Father George if he would consider leading a men's group for about a month in preparation for a consecration from around the middle of February to March 19th. And he said he's willing to do that for us. And I hope that maybe there's a few women in the parish who would maybe get together and maybe do a women's group in a consecration to St. Joseph. I'm not saying everybody needs to consecrate themselves to St. Joseph, but going through this might be a good way to learn more about him, to identify your life with his, as Pope Francis is encouraging us, and just kind of discover the love God has for you. I hope that this last week before Christmas is very rich for you, that it's a good time with Joseph, being ready to welcome Jesus into the world. God bless you.